Well, this month, the CBS Evening News celebrates the 50th anniversary of its longest-running segment, On the Road.
Originally reported by legendary newsman Charles Kuralt, On the Road was revived in 2011 and given to correspondent Steve Hartman. We talked to Steve earlier today and asked him what is the criteria for the type of stories that he does.
Well, first and foremost, I want to do a story that I haven't seen before or told before, and that gets increasingly difficult because I've been doing this for a long time. But I also want to do a story that makes people feel something, and ideally I want them to feel joy, overwhelming joy if possible, something to counter the first 25 minutes of the newscast. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. I want people to sort of get maybe even a more accurate reflection of what went on in America that day, because yeah, the news, what we consider news was all bad and negative and usually something that brings you down. Really, most of what happened that day in America on any given day was positive. So that's what I'm looking to do.
How do you find these stories, these people?
Well, I have a producer that works with me, and it's actually her job to look through local newspapers across the country and to look through Facebook. And we also get some people who send in suggestions, email us ideas. We always like that. And then we sort through those and find something that we think America will want to hear about that week.
That's what I always say too. Where did he find those stories? CBS took a break a little bit from On the Road after the great Charles Kuralt, and then they brought it back and gave it to you. Those are big shoes to fill. What was your reaction to that? Yeah.
I was so scared. I was so intimidated. Part of me really wanted to say yes, and part of me really wanted to say no, because I've always had a bit of an imposter syndrome, like I don't belong here. I don't know if you guys have ever felt that way, but I really felt it when that was put in front of me. Especially for the first few stories, I thought there's no way I can fill those shoes. For those who remember Charles Kuralt, I'm sure you would agree. There was no filling those shoes. He was just such a poet and such a great storyteller. But in the end, I decided to give it a go, and I've made it my own a little bit. Charles Kuralt found kind of really eccentric people with doing really unusual things. I focused more on more ordinary Americans doing extraordinary things, people you might find living next door to you. So that's helped too, that I'm not doing exactly what he did.
And there aren't as many eccentric people around, I don't think, anymore as when Charles was around.
Yeah, not necessarily the big ball of twine. You're doing sort of different people.
I needed a story on a guy who turned his Nash, his car, made it corncob powered. He got 3 miles to the bushel. And you see this contraption going down the road. It's like, do those people still exist? Maybe in and around Wisconsin they do.
And now more than ever, we need some good news at the end of a newscast.
That's what I feel. When things started getting crazy over the last year, I was wondering if maybe that was the end of On the Road. There was just too much more important news to get on TV, and there wouldn't be time for it. But I've started to believe, and viewers have told me, that they feel like we maybe need it now more than ever to counter everything else that's going on.
Absolutely. Well, continued success, and we'll see you on the road.
Great to talk to you, Steve. Keep up the great work.
Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, he's right. We need it now more than ever.
Yeah, his stories really put a tattoo on your heart. You never forget them. There are always people that are amazing.
Very different from Kuralt.
Yeah.
I mean, same idea, but very different.
Right.
And, he said he's not going to do 50 more years because he'll be 104.
We wish he would.
But he said maybe 20.
Yeah.
Let's hope so. And you can hear more from Steve Hartman on the CBS Sunday Morning when he offers a retrospective of some of Charles Kuralt's On the Road stories. That's here on WISC TV Sunday morning at 8 a.m. I'm going to set the VCR for that.
Big time.